Welcome to the Let's Start a Band podcast. This is a music-based podcast series that is meant to discuss the history and beginnings of different bands across multiple genres. We're here to have fun and learn more about what it takes to become a band. This podcast won't end until I start my own band, and I'm your host, Devontae, and the word band is on my mind. All right, welcome back, everybody. And as you know from the last episode, I talked about the group Stray Kidz. Today I have my friend, Jonna Hall, who's a self-proclaimed fan of the group. And I'm kind of here to interview her. Jonna, how are you?
I'm good. Stay. Their fandom is called Stay.
Their fandom is called Stay. Yeah, I knew that too. And, so yeah, well, I'm going to get right into it. Jonna, how did you find out about this group?
Well, I'll give you the short story because the long story starts from like 20. I don't know. But there was around this time on TikTok where people with deep voices was going viral. What's that streamer with the deep voice? He doesn't show his face.
Man, I gotta think.
Yeah. Well, that dude, he's a streamer and he always has a deep voice, and people are like, oh my gosh. So like people were like showing different videos of people with deep voices, and then there's this member in the group called Felix, and he is known for his deep voice, and it was one of these random clips that popped up on my For You page where the cooking like a chef, I'm a 5-star anyways, deep voice and a fine face. So I was like, wow, I need to figure more about who these people are.
Wow.
So he was who got me into Stray Kidz, technically.
So all it took was TikTok.
It was, it was all this TikTok, and then I dove in, not to the music, it was more so the personalities that got me into it. And then that's when I was first discovered to K-pop officially.
Interesting. So, in what year was this?
This is during COVID, so 2022, towards the beginning of 2020.
Okay, so end of 2021, beginning of 2022, around that area.
It was my sophomore year, so whatever year that was.
Sophomore year.
End of my sophomore year.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So end of sophomore year is 2021.
Oh, 2021. Okay, 2021, I think so. I don't.
Because freshman year started in 2019.
It's whenever their Thunderous album came out. That was my first comeback, and that was months within being a Stay.
Oh well, speaking of that album, does that album contain your favorite song by chance?
Thunderous. Well, they have hella albums. Fully self-produced, which is the thing that drew me into that separated them from other K-pop groups.
I tried touching that in the last episodes as well.
I don't have a favorite Stray Kids song.
Really?
Yeah, they're all very I don't know. If you want hype, do you want sad? Do you want normal? And they have a new album. They're actually coming out with a new album, with a new comeback.
Oh, really?
And it's R&B, and I'm so excited.
Oh wow, that's definitely a big change for them actually.
Yeah, because they're known for loud music.
Yeah, more poppy.
No.
It's a bit poppy.
They're more in the K-pop industry. They've always been told they're too loud. Their music is considered loud music, which is think of someone just playing banging pots and pans, and that's what Stray Kids was known for. It's lots of sound clash together. Yeah. So
R&B that's known for a lot chill and mellow, kind of, but also a bit more sad. And I don't really pick up sad from the works that I've heard from them. I don't pick up a lot of sad from them.
It's crazy because if you were to translate a lot of their songs, they're dancing to them, and then it's cheerful, but looking at the lyrics, it's so sad. There's one of these songs called I'm forgetting the name, but it's talking about being in the darkness and you're just depressed and you're screaming and the rain is washing out your screams.
My God. Well, I'll be honest. I'm not that avid of a listener. I've listened to quite a few of their songs. I just haven't come across that one. But if you think of the name, just let me know for sure.
Silent Cry.
Silent Cry. All
Yeah.
right, I'll give it a listen after this episode. And oh yeah. Well, if you don't have a favorite song, do you have a favorite album by them that you would probably recommend to others?
Ooh.
Other people?
Okay. So there's lots of albums, depending on what vibe you want.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I could suggest different songs for different vibes, but I think if you want to they also have Japanese albums too. So there's the Korean and there's Japanese. But just to stay on the whole K-pop side, I would probably recommend Kidz Replay, SKZ Replay. It's just a bunch of songs that is just the members singing. So it's just their songs, no other member is in it. If you really want to get a vibe with each member, I recommend Kidz Replay. If you just want to help differentiate their voices and their vibes.
I kind of spoke on that as well. They, like you mentioned, they stand out because they produce their own creative process. They're very hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
But them being more outgoing with who each member is, that apparently JYP was that's kind of their goal with doing this. Hey, go ahead.
No, it's just crazy how you know all
yeah,
this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their goal with this group, and it also sets them apart from other groups on the label, such as 2PM, GOT7, Twice. So and it's interesting though to see how that is put together.
Because it was put together by Bancheng. Bancheng's leader, Christopher, whatever you want to call him,
Mm-hmm.
he handpicked each member to be part of his group, which is also something that's never been seen before. It still hasn't been seen before in the K-pop industry.
And he's worked with that label for a few years before.
Since he was 13 years old, he's been in the industry for 7 years, and he watched people come in the program and leave the program. So he was very depressed for a few years because he didn't know if this was his end goal. But
wow. Did you know about the Stray Kids? It wasn't really a survival show, but a competition.
Yeah, the survival show, or the survival show with just
it was something like that.
Yeah, that's where he was able to handpick who's gonna be on it. To be honest, I haven't watched the show. I have seen Pella clips that gave me enough summary of the struggles they've been through. They were originally a group member of 9, but they're now 8 because 8 is fate.
That's how that. Nice. That's a good one. We're gonna write that down. Well, for you, what sets this group apart from other groups in that same genre?
Again, it's the personality. Also, because I was new to K-pop, it was really interesting to see, to hear members who spoke English.
Right.
And was Australian and had accents. And so, as crazy as that might sound, it was more comfortable transitioning to, hearing people translate for the members, or hearing how they feel in English. Also, I love the group dynamic. It's different than other K-pop groups because you can tell they really love each other and enjoy time with each other. And I don't know, the personalities they're all so different. Literally all so different. It's crazy. I don't know, they're also chaotic, so I like that about them. And they're funny, and they make hella good music, and they're good looking too. So
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that they're good looking. I'm glad you mentioned that. And that shows a lot, though. That's actually important.
It's not.
It's important. Hey, that's what dragged you in the first place.
It was the voice. It was the voice, and it was the face, and they actually
that combo, man.
He was like Donatella. I don't know if you know anything about the Versace world right now. How he was like king, the Versace prince, and like how Felix was just on the runway for the second time in a year for Louis Vuitton, and is close friends with Nicola, which is the director of Vuitton, and so is Ben Chan for Balenciaga. I might be wrong about that one, but I don't know. It's just because they are multi-talented and fascinated people that have. I love their concept of life. So like when you were to watch their videos, they have like skiz rooms where they sit down and talk about each individual member and how like the community, like the you can tell like they have like important values and still as they're just good human beings and all, and like the way that they talk about each other is also so loving and like you know, like they care for each other. So I don't know, like no one has like any hidden like hatred towards people. Sometimes you can look at groups and like they definitely like, if you look at Fifth Harmony, that was crazy. Fifth Harmony, that was lots of like, you know, you could tell they didn't like each other. So you know.
I got two more questions I want to squeeze into this because I didn't get to talk about this one in my last interview, but the music videos. Yeah, so their music videos are very elaborate, to say the least. They use a lot of effects and try to draw in as much as they can. It seems like they have a movie production budget for every music video.
Yeah.
So, can you like talk about that? Just about the music videos and how you feel about them and all that.
So the elaborate of it is that there's different worlds. It's like a whole thing. If you go back to their first music video, Elevator, it's like there's two different worlds. It's a whole storyline. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it just Stays came up with it. I don't know. But for me, I just think it's like looking at Western music videos, it's not to the same scale level as it is in K-pop as a whole. And for Stray Kids specifically, I like that there's a storyline for each of them. I also like the cinematography of it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really, it definitely tells a story. Sometimes it doesn't tell a story. Like, I need to rewatch that. Like, you are always wanting to rewatch a part of the music video to catch little details that you haven't seen before. Just because there's so many. Like, for instance, in their Stray Kids universe, I forgot what the song name is. They have different hints for the music videos coming up. Like for God's Menu, they were seen at the end of it walking out a door, and it highlighted back door. The next music video was called Back Door. And it transitions smoothly against each one. Like the other one, it says something Tableau, which is an artist who they collaborated with in the future. So it's like, I think that music videos is what makes you get on YouTube trending, and that helps get onto other people's music videos recommended, so that would draw those people in to be like, I've watched so many reactions of people just reacting purely to Stray Kids music videos.
Right.
And like there's so many people just reacting to music videos, and I need to know them. Like, I need to know, like, whether it's their voice, or whether it's their face, or whether it's their dancing.
Very standout group. Very, very standout group. Nice. And for my final question, you didn't get a chance to, kind of listen to the previous episode, but, I guess in your own way or own words, I guess how do you feel like you can take inspiration from a group like that? I know you're not into music, like you don't make music, but how do you feel like you would be able to take whatever you know about this group and kind of apply it to yourself? I
think their work ethic, for sure. It's highlighted a lot in their vlogs, and they're self-produced, and they talk about it a lot. I think it's just the work effort that they put into it. They're involved in every process. Like, it's easy for them just to sit back and like let the company tell them what to do, but they're fully hands-on. Like I said, I didn't say this before. Within the group, there's different sub-production of things. So there's 3 Watcha, they produce all the music for all their everything. Then there's dance racha, choreography, sing racha, they just sing. So for racha specifically, they just take, like, even in the survival show, it shows the leader Banchan just like working and like falling asleep at the same time, just like working, and like he dedicates his life to his craft. And I think that if I were an artist, I can take such inspiration from someone who works so hard for what they have. Yeah, just the work ethic and the passion, and it shows. And like, even in the beginning, it shows that you can't get where you are just from like one viral music video. You have to keep working, you have to keep grinding, and because you may know your stuff is good, but the world doesn't know. Just got to keep working towards that. Like, and also not be afraid to try different genres. Like, they've tried to go more popular because people thought their musics were too much, so they went the more popular route sounding. And TBH, I didn't really like it. Like I literally maxed it, their album. I forgot the song name. The album, the title cover, I did not enjoy it. And they said, in their next comeback, they're talking about how maxing it, how they try going the most popular route, but how it's not authentic to them, so they're staying how they are for Stray Kids. I think you have to keep dipping your toes in different genres and find your sound. So I think that's what it is. It's looking at their journey and where they came from, and the work ethic that they do to put into their craft.
All right. I mean, you answered all the questions. That's the interview. I thank you for coming on and spending some time here. Anything that you would like to say before I wrap up the interview?
Stray Kids, their comeback is coming up. The new album will be out. I don't know the date, but there's teasers. So go on Twitter and follow Stray Kids so you can keep updated. Yeah.
All right, and definitely check out this group. Jonna was the one that kind of showed me this group, and I just in a few moments of watching like a music video and listening to what they produce, you can understand why they have such a huge following. They definitely stand out in the crowd. And yeah. Well, that'll be a wrap on today's episode of Let's Start a Band podcast. I would like to thank you all for tuning in and learning something new with me. If you have any topic recommendations, just hit me up on Instagram at LSAB, LSAB _ podcast. See ya.